What's up, everybody? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. Pretty sick day. I had fun trading today. I hope everybody else did.
I know, right?
Pretty easy. I don't know where I'm going. Let's start off by taking a look at SPY. I think the only thing with SPY today is if we were going off of yesterday's analysis, it wouldn't go too well. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but I think pretty much everybody saw, like, actually before the open, in Keenan's Discord, I said, I'm pretty sure we're going to have a red day today. And then right after that, I called out calls on NQ. I caught the move up right at the open. And took my money and run and called it a day. And so I think, based on what we had covered for today was actually like a slightly difficult day to trade. Basically based off of, like, this was our area to go long. And hopefully my warning, what's up, JC Montana? What's up, Alan? In the morning, that it looked like it was going to be a red day was enough to prevent people from looking for calls here. I mean, even if you did grab them, like, there was a chance to make money. And basically, if I was grabbing calls here, I would be like, this double top, I'm going to close here. Me personally. With that said, if we turn on the initial balance, and we look at our setups, right? Break and fail. Break above/below a level, get 3 5-minute candles, wait for the retest. And then the last one is our double top bottom, which is what this is right here. So if you turn on your initial balance, which you should have on when you're trading, what's up, Thomas? When you come up here, that's really sus, by the way. When you come up here, and, you're saying your daddy. Yeah, no, not going to happen. There's not a day in hell where I'm going to call another man daddy. It's just not going to happen. Not even my own dad. So, how to, make it really hard to focus on what I'm talking about. This was your short entry. And, if there's questions about this, we went live on YouTube. What's up, Robert? And me and Shorty were calling out our trades. We were both looking for shorts here, right? I don't remember the exact level on NQ, but I called it out quite a bit. I was saying 20,540 or 58, I believe, was what I was saying. And if we go over and take a look at it, it looks basically the same as SPY, right? 20,558 is, let me just do this. So the high was 20,457 and 75 cents. In something that moves in 25 cents increments, I'll take being off by one tick on a short entry that was like 350 points. 300 and actually, instead of just guessing, let's actually see what it was. 378 points. I mean, obviously, I didn't bink the bottom on this. I don't remember exactly where we closed, but I know where we closed. We got a bounce, and then we called out shorts again and got a bounce, and we were slapping the levels left and right, up and down. And there actually is something I want to address about the live stream, because you guys might be questioning this, and if you weren't, I would be questioning you. So I always preach, find your entry, find your stop loss, find your take profit. Today, you could have heard Shorty saying, hey, like I took puts, whatever, I've trimmed my stop loss to here. Or not trimmed, but I've trailed my stop loss to here. And what you have to recognize is that was when we were kind of chopping through here. And actually it was on ES. And so it was all of this right here where we're just chopping sideways in a very tight range for ES. And you have to remember, like, Shorty's good enough to recognize, yeah, I called the top. Shorty's good enough to recognize, hey, like, this is choppy. And when it's choppy, that's when you scalp. And I don't want to go on too much of a rant on this, but people keep talking about, oh, options are better or cheaper, easier, not cheaper, sorry. Options are easier than futures, blah, 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 blah. They're not. I'm sorry. I don't care, like, what universe you're trading in. Options are not easier than futures. You show me one place today where on one contract of SPY, you could have made $1,000. And I'll call you a liar. But there's so many, like, all of those trades that we were calling out, you could hear Shorty, oh, I'm up $500. I'm up 750. I'm up 1,000. Like, it's just, even through this choppy BS, he's making like $500 in a matter of seconds. There isn't a universe where options are better or easier than futures. And then people get weird about it, like, oh, I'm going to master options first. And why? And when I say this, like, I'm not calling stocks for rel out, but me and him had a conversation today, and I was almost confused in the conversation because he's saying, like, options are easier until you master futures, and then futures are easier. So basically, what you're saying is if you're going to focus on mastering one, options or futures, you should just focus on mastering futures because they're easier once you master them. And options aren't going to be easy until you master them either. So the one that's easier is going to be the futures, so you focus on that. Anyway, I'm done with my little rant. I do have a tiny little rant that I want to go off on really quickly, which is how many people are now switching to one trade a day, and how many people are also one trade a day journaling their trades and also either only accepting take profit or stop loss on that trade. You can slap I don't know, like hit the number 2 in chat or whatever if you're doing all three of those things. I would like to see some feedback, and see how many people are doing it. Be cool to see. Yeah, stocks for real. That was the most confusing conversation I've ever had in my life. I'm sorry, bro. And I'm not talking shit. It's just like you're saying like once you master futures, it's easier, but options are easier. And that doesn't make sense. Like futures are just easier. If you're going to master one, master futures. I don't think finding entries are difficult. This is your entry, right? On NQ, right here. This is your double top. We called it live in the chat, right? If we're doing, okay, here's our setups, right? Let's go back. Sorry. All levels and entries, break and fail. So that would mean like peak above a level, fall back inside. Break above / below, wait 3 5-minute candles and wait for a retest. Or our double top, like boom, boom, enter. Or actually it's here. Double top. Now if we apply that to ES, if we look at the previous day value area high, right? Oops, what are you doing? If we look at our previous day value area high, what is this? 1, 2, 3. Yep. So here's our break of the previous day value area high. Here's our retest. This is where you enter puts, or you would enter shorts, if you're trading futures, and you're going to basically target, your next level, which is happen pretty quickly, right? And then from there, you trim a contract or whatever it is, and then you target your next level, which is here, right? I don't think the entries are difficult. You just have to be patient and wait for the setup to come to you, right? Thomas Rosario, I don't think there's very many people banned from my YouTube channel. And if I were to guess, I'll let Trev speak for himself, but he was banned from Keenan's Discord, and it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to him. But that's just like, I'm kind of guessing, but I'm pretty sure he would agree with me that it's the best thing that's happened to him. Yeah. What's up, Anatole? So, yeah, I mean, people have like these misconceptions about futures, like more difficult to find an entry, harder to trade, whatever. Hey, what's up, Corey? Yeah, I don't believe any of that's true. You just, with whatever you're trading, requires patience, which is why you do the one trade a day for 6 months. It forces you to be disciplined. It forces you to be patient. It forces you to wait for good setups. And if you wait for the good setups, like, the trades get easy from there, right? So with that said, again, I don't think, based on our analysis from yesterday for SPY, I don't think this was necessarily an easy day to trade. And I really hope, because I preach so much, like, this is where you look for reversals. This is where you're being calls. Like, you don't look for puts below the previous day value area low. You don't look for calls above the previous day value area high. I don't really know how to explain what I was seeing, but the way that order flow was coming in, it was looking very bearish. And other than just like, like spending time watching charts and watching order flow, watching volume, whatever, you start to like recognize when things look weird. And so based on that, like, I think you guys saw like all day today when I went live on YouTube, me and Shorty were pretty much just very bearish overall. We flipped, short to long, back to short, back to long, back to short. But we have the ability, to call the tops and the bottoms. So it makes it a little bit easier to do that. The reversal today, I think, was very simple. And somebody even like messaged me in YouTube. I mean, I can pull it. I mean, in Discord, I can pull it up because I think that's worth pulling up. Let's see. I guess I have to pull this up. So, oh shoot, here it is. So somebody messaged me. It just touched the monthly value area high, and I love it when people say it, and I'm like, is he talking about SPY? Because it could be a lot of things. I trade futures. I'm pretty much always just watching NQ, so to me, it is NQ. But I'm like, Keenan's Discord, maybe it is SPY. Would you wait for 3 5-minute candles and a retest in either direction before trying a long or short? This is not where you wait for any kind of confirmation. Um, and so monthly, second sig, and third sig, monthly value area low, you just slap calls, no questions. This was my reply. And if we go and look at our entries, right? And I know like I'm veering off of what I normally do, but I want you guys to understand the entries, and I want you guys to not like see you later, Thomas. Like not being afraid to slap calls, slap puts, whatever. That's a huge part of trading, right? And so this is our break and fail, right? So if we go back to that screenshot, wherever in the hell it is, we broke below the monthly second sig, the monthly third sig, right? And immediately bounced and came back inside, or we bounced right at the September value area high. So this was our break, and then we came back up. That's the break and fail, or whatever, break and bounce, whatever you want to call it. To me, that's immediate calls. And then if not, just the barely tap of September value area high, with no wicking through it and all that, like you just slap call. You don't even ask questions. And again, that's basically my reply, right? You just slap calls, no questions, like just go, done. And I'm focusing on that again because like I want you guys to not hesitate when you see something like that. It can be difficult, like a major day like today where we had like a trend day down, and then you come to this super key level. It can be hard to slap that reversal, from calls to puts or puts to calls or whatever it is. But when you hit like such a major key level like this, like you just run with it. So anyway, hopefully this is making sense. Hopefully, the entries are making sense, things like this, the double top. I don't know. I could show quite a few. I was doing a one-on-one today, and as this was happening live, like I was saying right here, like literally before this candle tapped the third sig, I was saying like, oh, this is your break, 3 candles below retest. This is your entry. Your target is your IBL 3X, and you're getting like 3.5 to 1 on your risk to reward. And then as we were talking and going over the one-on-one, we watched it play out live. So just waiting for those setups is key. And you guys can backtest this yourself. Like I showed on SPY here, the break, 3 5-minute candles, retest, you take puts. Even the same thing here, puts. If you were using the initial balance, you have a great like double top basically on NQ for your entry. I can go on and on and on and show it, but you guys need to recognize it for yourself. And again, other than them doing a Duke move and like gapping down, and where we should be ultimately like considering grabbing calls, we were having to look for puts. That would be like the only hard part of today, was recognizing that this is not a day to be grabbing calls. This is a day to be grabbing puts. And I tried to warn everybody in Keenan's Discord. Yeah. So that's that. So anyway, hopefully SPY is pretty easy. Let's go to the fun one. We called this out. Our target, I'm sure people will remember, our target for Tesla for earnings today was between 238 and 47 cents and 240. And right now we're sitting at 238.64. The high was right around 240 and 54 cents, I think, something like that. So we absolutely nailed that. Um, I don't really recommend, like gambling on earnings, but there's only been two times in the entire history of this channel where I've said like 50 grand on this earning play could be life changing money. And one was Nvidia for that last like earnings that just absolutely ripped up to like, I don't know, like 1,200. I don't remember the exact level it went to. And the second one is this saying Tesla's going between 238.47 and 240. What's up, Gigi? Yeah, no worries. Um, so this is a fun one. Let's look at trades for tomorrow. Or actually, sorry, really quickly, let's go over our trades for today that were not SPY. First one is going to be HD. Turn on the visible range volume profile. I'm going to turn off initial balance just because it's noise that we don't need on the charts right now. Is this the open? Yeah. So right at the open, we fell below our put level, hit our first trim, came pretty close to second or to where we close. But anyway, like you take your profits here, put your stop loss there. So everybody should have made money on this trade. And then even if you played it again, you could have played it all the way from the puts entry all the way down to the closed puts entry. Pretty easy trade overall. What's up, Professor X? And then the next one we had for today was going to be snow. We like to snort it. I'm not calling out a snow trade for as long as I live. I think this is like the fourth or fifth time I've called out calls on snow, and it just keeps going down, down, down. And it's kind of crazy because Shorty is also like, I believe he bought like shares. He was looking for a run up. And so both of us are seeing the same thing, but price just keeps going down. I mean, it's inevitable, I'm actually like happy in a sense to say like it's not working out. And I'm happy in the sense that you guys have to see the, like the realism of trading, which is nobody's going to be 100% correct. Nobody's going to be right all the time. You take your trades, you put on your risk, you put your stop loss, at what your risk is, you put your take profit at your level where you're expecting price to go, and then you let the trade play out. And that's just going to be every single trade. Some don't work, some do. As long as you're 34% correct and you're using at least one risk to reward, you're going to be profitable. And actually, we'll look at some. I want to show you guys like some kind of disgusting one trade a day journals, because I want you guys to see, like, even when you take a bunch of losses, more losses than wins, and you're using one risk to reward, you can be profitable. But we'll do that in just a second, and then we'll quickly go over the rest of the plays that I have for you guys, and we'll chart up SPY really quick. Actually, we'll go over the those journals really quick here. I was doing my one-on-one today, and we started looking at some of these. So here's the first one. This person has been on one trade a day for quite a while now. And you can see, I mean, it's gotten to the point where when I met this person originally, they were a losing trader. What's up, Frederick? They were a losing trader, and they had so much to learn. Like, they were using moving averages, EMAs, all that crap, whatever, blah, 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 RSI, MACD. And now through patience and discipline of one trade a day, like for 3 weeks, with only trading a few days, they're up almost $1,200. This is the one where they've taken more losses than they have wins. They're doing one trade a day, right? And they still are profitable on the day. And then this might not look great. And I was talking about this with the person I was doing the one-on-one with as well. And I showed them this. So this is based on 2% return with a starting balance of $500. In the beginning, yeah, your gains are pretty small, but this is using like proper risk management. And after like, we'll just say 120 days, you're making like $100 a day. And now you've grown your account from 500 to 5,000. So you're up 100% on your account. Or sorry, is that 100? Yeah, it's 100. And then as you go, like, compounding grows so quickly. Like at 200 days, you're making $500 a day. And now your account's up $25,000, right? And then right around when you get to the 1 year mark, so I think 264 days is 1 year of, what's it called? Why can't I think? Is 1 year of like business days. And so after 1 year of business days, you're making almost $1,700 a day and your account's at $84,000. So from $500 making 2% a day, this is very doable. So this might not seem huge or great or whatever, but it is huge and it is great. Here's another person, one trade a day, up almost $1,200 on the week. I think I just have like one more to show you guys. I mean, I could find a bunch, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. But I really want you guys to understand like the how monumental one trade a day is in journaling your trades and waiting for A+ setups. So then this is another member's journal. There's I felt like there was a day where there was 2 trades, but I could be wrong. No, 1 trade every day, right? So obviously they're winning a lot more than they're losing, but they're not trading every single day. That's another big thing. A lot of people feel like I've got to trade every single day, and that's not really a thing. When I was doing the one-on-one today, I was telling the person that I was doing the one-on-one with, like for me personally, every single day when I wake up, I check in with myself. And I'm like, do I feel rested? Am I feeling good? Do I feel sick? Like, do I have something going on? Am I grumpy? Whatever, blah, 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 blah. I check in with myself and I decide whether or not I want to even trade on that specific day. Generally, like I trade almost every day, but there are days where I go, hey, I'm not feeling too hot today, or I didn't sleep really well. I'm going to go, I'm just going to take the day off. And anyway, so this person, they've been grinding on the one trade a day for a while, and, their port is up 5.3% for the month, and they're up $3,000. This is the power of patience and discipline. How much is the recommended risk in terms of account per trade when accounting for the 2-to-1 ratio? I think the general rule of thumb is anywhere from like 1 to 3% of your portfolio size. The reason being for that is like you can basically you can be wrong 18 times in a row, probability wise. The likelihood of being wrong 19 times in a row is like almost 0%. But like mathematically, it's almost 0% possible to be wrong 19 times in a row, or to be correct 19 times in a row. So with that said, like if you're just risking like anywhere from 1 to 3% of your entire portfolio, if you take 18 losses in a row, you're not going to blow your account. For a journal, all you would do is go to Google and type in like Excel. And then if you're trading options, you would choose options. If you're trading futures, you would type in futures. But so Excel options trade log. And then from there, you go to shopping and you can look through them. But like here on Etsy, there's one here for like just over $4. I'll just post the link to this one. It's a good looking one. I was going over it. I was looking at it earlier, actually. And so, like, you want a good electronic journal because it's going to show you like where your leaks are when you review your journal. It should be able to show you like, you know, I don't really like just it should be able to show you a lot of things and like leaks and what trades you shouldn't take. You know, if you look at every red day and every red day you're taking trades where it like peaks through a level and then falls back or whatever, peaks above, falls back below, or peaks below and fall and then bounces back above. And every single time you try to take one of those trades, it's red. Obviously, you need to stop taking those trades, right? So yeah, you want to journal every trade. I'm done looking at the people's profits and stuff. I feel like I preach this too much, but it's really important for you guys. Once you do one trade a day for 6 months and journal every single day. And then the third thing that you want to do is look for your setups when the market's closed. You're going to see like a massive growth in your trading. Anyway, time to get off my soapbox. Let's look at plays. Apple. This is, I was charting this up today. This is basically what I charted while I was doing my one-on-one, because I always find like some random chart to journal. I mean to chart on, to go over, you know, finding levels, finding your entries, finding your stop losses, finding your take profits. So this is not like my normal setup for levels. But there's a few things you can do. So like, let me see exactly where I was interested. Like right about here, 230.101, you could just grab calls. And you would want to target the monthly third and second sig right there. So like 232 and 84 cents. Or if you want to be more patient, you can wait for it to break the previous week value area low, retest, and then you would grab calls at 231.46 and play it up to your. I'm actually going to move this arrow because you would want to play it to that 232 and 84 cent level. You could trim there if you want, and then take your next contract and target the previous day value area low. Okay. So that's Apple. It's going to be a day trade. Hopefully quick in and out. My only concern is with Tesla, like pumping so hard, like stuff might pump overnight. But hopefully not. Hopefully the setups are still there. AVGO, my gosh, why is this still on my chart? I keep doing this, like not deleting old levels. Really weird of me. AVGO, I'm looking for calls over 174.45. First trim is going to be 175 and 80 cents. Second trim will be 176 and 38 cents and close at 177. Keep your hands up. I worked with a mentor and I worked my ass off studying. And doing exactly what I'm telling you guys. 1 trade a day for 6 months, journaling every trade, looking at the market when it's closed and finding my setups for the next day, which is what I do when I chart SPY Live with you guys. Like, I chart everything out and then I figure out the plays that I'm interested in for tomorrow. And then I wait for those setups to happen. That's how you get good at it. So like, none of the stuff I'm saying is like cap where I'm preaching stuff that I haven't done myself. Everything I'm telling you guys is stuff that I personally have done and that like took me from, you know, being a beginner to intermediate and from intermediate to good. Yeah, Frederick, even after a month, you're going to notice a huge difference. And like, I can even like tell you guys, cause I can relate. Like a lot of you are probably like, oh, that's BS. Like I'm not going to do it. And I said the same thing. So my mentor told me like, you know, do 1 trade a day for 6 months. And in my head, I didn't say this to him, but in my head, I was like, dude, I'm way above that. I don't need to do 1 trade a day. That's stupid. Why would I do 1 trade a day? I can make so much more money if I take more than 1 trade a day. But the issue is, yeah, you can make more money, but on the days where you have like your first trade is a losing trade, a lot of times we get stupid and start revenge trading and start missing, and then you revenge trade more, and then you start sizing up, and then eventually you just blow your account all in one day. So it took a while. I think it took like 6 months before I finally listened to my mentor and started doing the 1 trade a day. And as soon as I started doing it, I was like, why didn't I do this 2 years ago or 6 months ago or whatever? Same thing with journaling. My mentor told me you need to journal your trades. And in my head, I was like, yeah, that's stupid. I don't need to do that. I'm good. Thank you. And I didn't do it. And it was kind of a combination of both. I started doing 1 trade a day and I started journaling my trades. And between those two things, like, oh, and also looking for setups when the market's closed, I saw like a massive improvement in my trading. And actually one of my people, I hope they don't mind me sharing this, but it's kind of too good not to share. I have an accountability group where people that are working on the 1 trade a day, working on journaling every trade, and working on finding their setups when the markets are closed, are all in this group. And they get held accountable. And like, if they break rules, they'll get kicked out of the group. So like, if they're supposed to be only doing 1 trade a day and they start taking 2 trades a day, I'll kick them out of the group without even blinking an eye. And I have kicked people out of the group. I'm going to grab a screenshot so I'm not revealing their name just because I don't have their permission. And that's not how I roll. This will probably be a little bit small on your guys' screen. I'm sorry. But this person at here, highly encourage you guys to start posting your trade plans and executions in here. If you're on a solid streak like I was, then learn from my mistake and take this serious. I had a green month up 130% or 130 plus percent, and I did that from constant journaling and pre-planning for the next day. Stopped doing that for 2 weeks and set myself back by an amount larger than I would have liked. Let this be the wake-up call if you need one, and start incorporating the habits of successful traders. I hope to wake up everyone's plans and start seeing some executions being sent here throughout the day. Let's have a killer day tomorrow. So he said it very well, like, you know, the incorporating the habits of successful traders. The stuff I'm sharing with you guys, like, every good trader that I know has done exactly what I'm telling you guys. So Shorty's done 1 trade a day for 6 months. He journals every trade. I'm not going to name people, But so as most people know, like Shorty's a market maker. There's another market maker that trades in Shorty's group. I never mention him by name because that's his prerogative if he wants, like people to know that he's a market maker or not. He has shared it a couple of times in the group, but he's done one trade a day for 6 months and he journals every trade. And then of course both look at the market when it's closed and look for their setups and they plan their trades for the next day. One of the most successful people that I know that basically reached out to me from one Discord. He wanted to do a mentorship with me. And I told him, bro, just save your money. Like mentorships are very expensive. And this might sound ridiculous to some people, but a mentorship for like a really good trader will cost you like $20,000. The reason being, a really good trader can make $20,000 in a day. But when you're mentoring somebody, in the beginning, you're going to meet with them every day for probably at least 30 minutes, if not an hour. And then as time goes on, you'll start meeting a few times a week and then meeting once a week. And then once they finally get things and they're doing well, like you'll go to the point where you're meeting once a month. But really, you're pouring a lot of time into helping that person grow as a trader. And so this person reached out to me and I was like, dude, that's like what you're asking for is like a $20,000 bill. And I said, way better. And when I say this again, I'm not promoting Shorty's Discord, but I told him you would be way better off saving that $20,000, join Shorty's Discord, because in Shorty's Discord, we basically mentor people. And it'll cost you a lot less money. And, and then I'll lay out the steps for you. And this is what you want to do. And this guy literally for like, I don't remember if it was like 6 months or a year, he didn't take a single trade. He studied, he attended Shorty's classes, he attended my classes, he listened. And then when he finally did start trading, he was doing one trade a day. He was journaling every trade. He was looking for his setups when the market was closed. And this guy basically went from being a losing trader in one Discord to taking the time to study and learn and becoming like one of the most successful traders that I know. And I think the coolest thing about all of this is his mom was like in really deep debt and he was able to pay off all of her debts. She had never been on a vacation in her life. He paid off her house. He sent her on an all expenses paid vacation, gave her spending money. And the best part was it wasn't even from like his own selfishness that he was like, I need to be a good trader because I want to make a bunch of money so I can, whatever, buy Lambos. For him, like he reached out to me and he was like, bro, I have to say thank you so much. Like I paid off all of my mom's debt, paid off her house, sent her on a vacation. She had a blast, like all expenses paid, da 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 da. He was so happy that, and actually I think the thing he was the most happy about was sending his mom on a vacation because she had such a great time and like came back feeling so relaxed and stress free that just filled his heart with joy. Again, I got to get off my little soapboxes because I'm off on tangents today, but really like, I don't know how else to like pound this into your guys' head, but if you just listen and try doing one trade a day for 6 months, I shouldn't even say try because try is BS. Every once in a while, somebody will DM me and they're like, oh dude, I tried doing the one trade a day for 2 weeks. And then today I did 2 trades. And I'm like, okay, so you weren't trying because all you do is you take one trade and if it wins, cool, you shut down, journal your trade, you turn off your computer or whatever, and you walk away. And if you take one trade and it misses, then you journal your trade and then you turn off your computer and you walk away. But if you're pretending that you're doing it and you're like, oh, I couldn't resist taking this trade, no, you're just full of shit and you're trying to lie to yourself and lie to me. I mean, it doesn't affect me. Like if that's what you're going to do, but you're just lying to yourself and trying to lie to me, but I'm not an idiot, so it's not going to work. Um, well, little mind, I really hope that you're right. I really, you know, from the bottom of my heart, I really hope that you prove to me that that statement that you just made is true. I want to see you come back and be like, "Hey, bro, da 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 da. I listened. I did this, that's that, da da da, and here I am. Boom, done. Cool. Yeah, show me. I want to see it." Um, and hopefully, I say this every once in a while. I hope you guys know, like, this is genuine from my heart. Like, I want to see you guys succeed. Otherwise, I wouldn't take the time to do this. Like, I kind of contemplated whether or not I was going to go live today. Um, and I'll explain why. And I'm sure you guys will understand right away why I'm like, I don't know. Um, it's my anniversary today. And I don't know why, but like my wife is not having a good day today. Um, I think like our baby is generally like very happy and laughing, and she doesn't really cry very much. And I think my wife was like struggling with her this morning. Like she was crying for no reason and she wouldn't eat. I think she might be getting sick because she spit up like quite a few times today, which also isn't normal for her. Um, um, and like, so the baby was being like weird and unusually fussy and difficult. And then also, my wife and my 9-year-old were working on his Chinese math homework. And when I say that, like, he's doing calculus right now. And sometimes it's a little bit hard for him. And sometimes I think his mom expects too much from him. And so he was struggling with doing something or taking too long, and she was getting frustrated with him because the baby's fussing. And, between the 9-year-old like taking too long and the baby fussing and whatever, like my wife went to like super grumpy. And I even told her like, "Hey, babe, I'm like I'm gonna go work, whatever." And she's like, "Wait, work? You always work, 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 work. You never stop working." Da, 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 da. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that I'm trying to make a better life for us." Um, like, I didn't even know what to say. Like, it was pretty crazy. Thank you, sir. Yakimo. Joyeux anniversary. Oh, anniversaire. Did I say that right? I don't think I did. Joyeux anniversaire. Close enough, right? Um, Thank you all for the happy anniversary wishes. I appreciate that. So like if I didn't go live, I'm sure all of you would understand, like based on what I just said. But I really don't want to miss a day unless I really have to. And so anyway, after we finish up here, which I need to crank out pretty quickly, I'm gonna go take the wife out to dinner and have a nice evening. Um, yeah, I don't speak French very often. I mean, I haven't lost the accent, but or I don't think I can lose the accent, but sometimes I forget words randomly. That's kind of weird. So anyway, this is AVGO. Back to where we were. The next trade that I'm looking for, I don't think I covered, is CAT. AVGO is also going to be a day trade. On CAT, I think we're going to get a nice little rocket here. Over 386 and 15 cents, take calls. First trim 387.15. From here, the levels get closer, but it is what it is. I can't ignore levels. Second trim will be 387 and 85 cents. And then finally just close at 388.40. Oh, for sure, Krista. No, I know. That's just part of being a parent. Like, and I almost feel bad for like saying that about my wife, because for some people it might paint her in like a bad light. I think for like most parents, like you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's normal. That's life. That's being a parent." My wife is like just one of the chillest, most easygoing people that I know. And so when things get like that, I'm like, oh, I know I need to go over and, like give her a hug and, recenter her and help her ground herself. And um, nice, Robert. Happy anniversary to you guys. That's dope. Um, if I didn't mention it for Kat, this is also going to be a day trade. Okay. With all of that said, let's quickly head over to SPY, crank out our charting on SPY, and figure out what we're going to be watching for tomorrow. Delete a bunch of levels. Oops, I did not want to lock that. I bet you if I hit the backspace, it'll delete this way faster. It does. I just learned something new about TradingView. This is way faster. Sorry, my dogs are freaking out. Hopefully that's my wife's flowers. Hang on 1 second, sorry. Oh, perfect. Hopefully that puts a smile on her face. Got her a very, 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 very nice flower arrangement. And actually, really quickly while I'm here, I'm going to give the men and some boys, or the men and the boys in this chat, some life advice as far as wives, girlfriends are concerned. Actually, especially for wives. Obviously today's my anniversary. Like, it's kind of inevitable that I'm going to buy my wife flowers, whatever. But when I met my wife, when we started dating, I like right away, like I think on the first or second date, I told her, just so you know, I will never, ever buy you anything for Valentine's Day. And I was like, because it's a bullshit day that, is created by whatever, like Hallmark or something, to, get men to go out and spend more money on flowers or whatever else. And I don't mind spending more money. That's not the issue. The thing is I'm going to bring you flowers when I want to, which in my life basically generally equates to like once or twice a month. I'll bring my wife flowers, and it's because I feel like just that little gesture is enough to let her know that I love her and that I appreciate her. And to have her keep feeling loved, but also just having fresh flowers in the house is really nice. Thank you, MacMan. And, oh, of course, Anatole, she forgot. I remembered. And then this might sound simple to some people, and to other people, they're going to be like, duh, why didn't I think of that? Never stop dating. And when I say never stop dating, like in your mind, you might be taking your wife or your girlfriend on a date, but in her mind, you might be going out for dinner. So if you say, hey, babe, like, let's go out for dinner tonight. Where do you want to go? She's like, oh, okay, we're eating dinner. But if you go and change those words just slightly and say, hey, babe, why don't we both get dressed up tonight and let's go out on a nice date together and, go have dinner or whatever, go for a walk in the park or whatever it is. But just using the context of going out on a date changes that whole mind perspective of what you're doing. You now just went from eating dinner, which you have to do, to taking your wife or your girlfriend on a date. Big difference. And I think the women, in the chat right now could be like, yeah, that's it right there. And it's that simple word, but you want to make sure that the woman in your life knows that she's loved and appreciated and is going to be taken care of, And a lot of men, actually, I'm going to drop one more gem, and The women in the chat might be like, ooh, but then they're going to go, fuck, he's right. Like, I can't even be mad at it. A lot of men, and actually, this is something for the women as well. Women generally feel love. I mean, everybody has their different love languages, but in general, like a woman feels love, through like being held and cuddled and kissing. And that's how women get like emotionally fulfilled, or somebody listening to them. And for men, for a lot of men, we get emotionally fulfilled by making love. And for a lot of women, that's difficult to understand, but that's really like how we get emotionally fulfilled. And so a lot of, and this is just like from talking with friends, are like, dude, like my wife, whatever, we've been married for 5 years and she never wants to make love anymore. And I'm like, yeah, well, when's the last time you took her out on a date? And the same conversation that I just had, like, you just have to put it in the context of a date. And everybody's always like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, well, when's the last time you brought your wife flowers when it wasn't like, Christmas or her birthday or Valentine's Day? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, okay. And so, like, how do you expect her to feel fulfilled and loved and want to be with you like that? But then there's also another component, like, if your house is messy, whatever it is, like there's dishes in the sink, a pillow fell off the couch onto the floor, the bed's not made. The best analogy I can give you is the easiest way to get a woman into bed is to make the bed. Because their mind can't slow down to think about like being with you romantically until everything is taken care of. The kids, whatever. The house is clean and tidy, vacuumed, dishes are put away, laundry's done and put away, blah, 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 blah. Just make the bed. That's it. All right. Done with my little rant. Let's chart spy. And women, feel free to tell me I'm right or wrong. Let's see. All right, so obviously sold off. Our value area low is way down. We can't draw SIGs. We just have 1 day right now in this range. So there's our daily levels. From here, okay, like I said, I can't draw SIGs, so we'll just look at TPO really quick. So we have a poor high. I don't think we have a spike. No, can't have a spike. But I still like to check. Yeah, no, M periods up here. I technically just don't even want to draw my single prints, but I will. It's going to be... this. And when we have like, a pretty good range for our single prints, I guess it's only 40 cents, but just be aware of like your single print mid as a possible area for a bounce tomorrow. So basically, I mean, to me, this is just so easy. If tomorrow price does this, like you're looking for calls anywhere in this range. Okay. Just be aware, price really likes to bounce at the single print mids or reject at the single print mids. Absolutely, Robert, 100%. And then the inverse at the top, we have the poor high. Um, there's a part of me that wants to say I would be surprised to see us up here at the open tomorrow. But with, thank you, Corey. But with what Tesla's doing right now, I also would not be too surprised to see us open up here. But with that said, like futures are open and they're pretty flat, right? We're not making a big move in either direction. So as of right now, I mean, like when the London sessions, when the London session opens, we might see like a pump or whatever based on that Tesla run up. But as of right now, like things are pretty flat all in all. Let's quickly look and see what we have for news tomorrow. And actually, if you guys, I should share this link more often, but this is the calendar that I look at. So we've got some stuff, European stuff going on early in the morning, which could pump or dump the market or pump or dump futures. After the open, I mean, yeah, there's more manufacturing, which is going to give the market a big move. Unemployment claims, this is huge for the New York exchange market, and also PMI, also huge for the New York session. Okay. So just be aware of those and the times that they're happening. As always with our poor highs, this is an incomplete auction. So if price does come up here, we're basically looking for it to kind of just go a little bit higher and then reject back inside. And I think this is probably right about the level that you're looking for, as far as going higher and cleaning up that, failed auction and giving us a completed auction. Okay. With that said, there really isn't very much for me to say, as I think we've covered all of our entries, right? I'm going to move this down here. So everybody should know exactly what we're looking for, right? If price does this, that's our double bottom, right? So this is our first tap, come down, double bottom, calls. So simple. And from here, I think the previous day POC is a big enough move that I would trim here. And then from there, you can target the previous day area high. And I would probably just close my position there. The chances of us running, 7 points tomorrow on SPY is not huge. So, yeah, I would take this and then close here. If for whatever reason we open up here again, we're looking for that peak above, right? Peak above and fail. So if you get like an immediate wick through and then fall back inside, you just grab puts. Other than that, you can take any level that we have. If for whatever reason we open down here and we come back inside, wait for 3 5-minute candles, retest, take calls. If for whatever reason we open up here, break inside, 3 5-minute candles, retest. Same thing here, upside and downside. That's what I'm seeing. That's it. Like, I'm mostly interested in this. So hopefully we sell off and get a bounce here, and it would just make trading so much easier tomorrow for most people. Okay. Unless people have questions, that is it. I am done. I think a few people typed some stuff I didn't have a chance to read, so let me look really quickly. Alex, so it's really early in the morning. Thomas, to your not liking flowers, I mean, whatever works, you know. Doesn't have to be flowers. Just just make sure that she feels loved. That's what matters. Um, Trev, never mind. I was gonna make a joke. He said, "What can't this man do?" I'm not gonna do it though. I was gonna make a dirty joke, but I'll chill. That's awesome, Robert. Yeah, 1 to 2 a month date night. That's super dope. Um, I need to write a book. I'm hoping my son writes a book. Actually, um, we took a trip to. I'm sure. I mean, I talked about it, but we took a trip up to. And I'm just gonna do this story really quick, and then if you guys have questions, ask them now. I'll answer the questions. Then I'm gonna end the stream. We took a trip to Joshua Tree, random late night trip. Like we left our house at 9 o'clock at night. He wanted to go watch the meteor shower and the comet, and also look at planets and stars and whatever. And he has like a big old 8-inch telescope that he takes out. And anyway, we went out there and he had a blast. And actually, I don't even know if I shared. I might have shared it. I might not have shared it. But I'm about to randomly DM my buddy 426, and he's probably going to be like, "What are you sending me?" Because it's going to be with no context, unless he happens to be watching the video right now, which he might be doing. But it's on my phone, so I can't share it on my screen unless I send it to somebody, and he's the poor recipient now. Um, but anyway, I feel like we had a blast. This was a picture I took. You can see his telescope here. Um, Super good time out in Joshua Tree. And then while we were there, he was like, "I want to write a book about this trip." And I was like, "You should. Like, you should write a kid's book, about your trip to Joshua Tree and, whatever. Talk about the meteor shower and talk about the comet." And I was like, "We have plenty of great pictures that you could post, cover, and pictures you could put in the book." And later, Trev, you have a good one, man. Um, yeah, Moody, we'll do that. Um, and so I'm really hoping that he writes the book. I think it would be so dope because he's a smart kid. Um, and it would be, I don't know, it would just be fun to like publish a kid's book and have him see like the fruits of his labor. And um, like if he generated money from it, we could put it into um, some investments for him for college or whatever else. It would be super cool. um, Brian Yang, um, I don't really care about news other than when there's going to be an important news event like we established. Um, so like this time here, 9:45 a.m., I know I don't want to be in a trade, right? Because I can do my analysis, based on what the chart is showing me. But what I can't account for is random news spikes or dumps, right? And there's no way to predict like what news is going to cause the market to do. Um, so I just make a mental note in my head, 9:45, I don't want to be in a trade. If I'm in a trade and like, I'm already up like considerably, um, then I'll put like I'll trim my stop loss basically, or trail my stop loss. And if it happens to get hit because of news, instead of going to my profit target, like, it is what it is. But generally, I just try not to have any trades open when I'm expecting, when I know that there's significant news coming out. Thank you, Gigi. I appreciate that. Thank you, M Card. Um, Anatole, actually, my favorite is like um, kind of right now, or even like 9 p.m. Eastern time, right around there. Um, it's kind of fun when like the London market opens, but if you look at like NQ right now or look at ES, if you have like a level, um, like basically right here, we opened and tapped the previous week value area low, and we did like our trade setup that we talk about, right? Let me hide the VWAP so you can see it better. This is our peak above and fail, right? And so um, NQ, if you watch it during market hours, it moves so quickly. Um, if you're a good trader, it's not a big deal. Like, you can move your orders around and stuff quick enough that it doesn't affect you too much. But at this time, it's much chiller, where I'm like, oh, we just tapped a very key level. And depending on how you look at this, it's either, this was the initial peak above and fail, and this could be either the double top or another peak above and fail, right? And at this hour, like, I could be like, oh, look, it just peaked through that level and failed again, or it just did a double top at this level, and let me hop in shorts. And when I do this, I'll generally hit short and then set up my take profit and my stop loss, and I just close the software and I walk away. Because wrong thing. Like, let's just say I was targeting this equal low here, which means I would have to play this trade all the way to this candle. Why did I grab the wrong tool? And if I'm doing that, then I'm in this trade for an hour and 25 minutes. You guys are probably used to me talking about the like in shorties, in Keenan's and shorties, like within minutes of the market opening, I'll be like, oh, I'm done trading for the day. I don't like to watch trades that take an hour and a half. I didn't call Tesla to 240 in Discord today. I called it a few days ago. So dude's asking me for my crystal ball. David, I'm not sharing the crystal ball. It's not going to happen, bro. Sorry. But so anyway, like, this time trading like futures is really chill. Like, the moves happen a lot slower. It's, I don't want to say less stressful, because I'm not stressed when I'm trading, but NQ sometimes moves so insanely fast that you'll miss a setup that you were waiting for because you glanced away from the screen for 2 seconds and you look back and you're like, wow, it already tapped that level and dumped 20 points already. And I looked away for 2 seconds. Whereas at this time, like I said, it's just a lot more chill. So, I guess the best answer I can give you is I'll trade any session. I don't care. I do trade them differently, as in New York session. I watch every trade, like, from beginning to end. After New York changes, or after New York closes, like, I'll just enter my stop loss, my take profit, and I just kind of walk away. To answer you a little bit better, David, I'm not going to pull it up all right now, but when I'm looking at, like when I give you guys, and to show you Tesla, show the rocket, This was on 10/22, so I called this 2 days ago or whatever it is. Or maybe it's not 2 days. Yeah, it is 2 days ago because I covered trades for the 22nd on the 21st. And what it is when I first look at option trades, I look at Elliott waves, which is like whatever, the ABCD pattern. And depending on what that pattern's showing me, like, I don't know if you guys have, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people notice, I don't say like, oh, if Apple breaks this level, take calls. If Apple breaks this level, take puts. It's generally always one direction and that's it. And I think since we've been doing these videos, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it, but there's only one trade. Where is AMD right now? Yeah. I said back in whatever day that was, 528, that it was going to 200. I'm not going to find it, but in the entire time that I've been, keeping this log of trades that I'm calling out, so basically since May, I've only one time said this has the potential to go up or down. It's always just one direction, and that's because I'm always looking at Elliott waves first for my confluence of what direction I think price is going to go. Once I have my confluence of which direction I think price is going to go, then I look at what is called clouds, which basically just show me like support and resistance. And when I say support and resistance, it's like really, really key support and resistance. And then once I've looked at those key support and resistance levels, then I look at my volume profile and see where I have skinny bellies and whatever else. And basically after I did all of that analysis on Tesla, it was saying that price was coming between 238 and 247. And I'm pretty sure we closed right, or sorry, 238.47 and 240. And I'm pretty sure we closed the aftermarket hours right in between that level. This is my, like, if you were taking leaps, then that's my profit target up there. This. And I covered all of this live back on the 21st or whatever it was, a few days ago. So, little mind. Normally, yes, I would go over QQQ. I'm not going to today for two reasons. One is with what Tesla did, whatever analysis I do on QQQ is going to get blown out of the water. It's going to be pointless. And then the more important reason is I need to leave in like 10 minutes to go out to dinner with my wife. And if you guys want me to do a video tomorrow and the days following that, I need to take my wife out to dinner. Otherwise, I'm going to get murdered. Okay. But yeah, more than anything, it's that is that anything that I can find on QQQ right now is going to get killed by Tesla. So it's kind of pointless. Very quickly, I will go over the SIGs. This is going to be really quick, so you might have to watch it. I typed in SIG. Wow, nice. Well, now we all know that SIG is a tradable stock. So for SIGs, what you're doing on 30 minutes, you use session volume profile, and you're looking for 2 or more days where value areas are overlapping. And so in this case, we have here, 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 here. and all the way to Tuesday. And so then what you do from there is you grab fixed range volume profile. If you go to indicators, you can type in FRVP and fixed range volume profile is there. You grab the first day of that range all the way to the last day of that range. And then after I've done this, I turn off the session volume profile just to clean things up. And then from here on your inputs, you change this to 68. And that gives you your first SIGs. So first SIG here and here. Right now we can't draw them because we don't have 2 days in a row. But this would give us our first SIGs. And then from here you change this to 95. And that would give you your second SIGs. And then from here you change this to 99. And that will give you your third SIGs. And then if you want to do a further out time frame, you would just go. So for weekly, you go to 65 minutes. And you would turn on PVP on 1 week. Value area volume 68, row size 100. And right now we have 2 weeks in a row overlapping. So you would do the same thing. You grab your fixed range volume profile tool from the first day of that first week to the last day of, oh wait, I guess we can't do this yet because it's Wednesday. But basically once this gets to Friday, these two should be overlapping still. And you could draw that range for those 2 weeks. If you want to do monthly, you go to a 4-hour chart. And on PVP, you're going to change this to 1 month. And right now we do have monthly SIGs on SPY, which is June, July, August, and September are all overlapping. And so you would just grab your fixed range volume profile from the first day of June all the way to the last day of September. And then after I do that, I turn off my PVP indicator just again to make it clean. Value area volume 68, first SIGs. Value area volume 95, second SIGs. Value area volume 99, third SIGs. Okay. If you want to do yearly, basically it would all be the same except you go to 1 day candles, and then on your PVP indicator, you would change this to 12 months. Okay. And that's how you do SIGs. All right. Hopefully I've answered everybody's questions. I think I did. The one last thing I should say, like to David or to anybody else, don't trade news. Don't trade earnings. Like, it's just stupid. What's up, Easy Rider? How you doing, brother? All right. I hope everybody had a good evening, or a good day, I should say. I hope you guys crush it tomorrow. If you got to tune into the live, you get to see what's up. We kill it every day. Easy money. But yeah, hopefully you guys are learning. 1 trade a day, 6 months. Journal your trades. Look for setups when the market's closed. Plan out your trades. Only take your stop loss or your take profit. That's it. It's literally that simple. Once you start implementing those things, you'll see a very, very big change in your trading game. Are SIGs considered key support? If they're at the bottom, yeah. SIGs are at the bottom and the top, so it would be resistance at the top and support at the bottom, right? I don't give first SIGs too much mind. You can see price rejecting or bouncing at the first SIGs, But start to get more interested in SIGs when we start seeing second SIG or third SIG is when um, basically like at second SIG a lot of times I'll just slap calls or slap puts without even batting an eye unless there's some major indication to not do so. Thank you, Chef. I appreciate it. I hope you start pumping out some videos soon, bro. Like seriously. Actually, with that said, before we end this, let me do this. If you want to learn about cooking, whatever else, like go give Chef Alisco a follow. As a chef myself, like his content's really good. And unlike me, he actually takes the time to edit his videos and like put together, like not only just informative content, but entertaining content. And from what I watched, he's really good at what he does. And yeah, if you're just wanting to up your game a little bit, which that's another good one, like cook for your wife or girlfriend or whatever. It's definitely a way to make them happy. Yeah, so all that said, I am going to call it a day here. I hope y'all crush it tomorrow, make some money. Hopefully things are starting to make sense and come together. You have 3 setups that you look for. Little mind, it depends if you want to use your own money. So before anybody asks me like what broker to use, you have to specify if you're what you're trading on. Because if you're trading on a phone, the broker is going to be different than if you're trading on a Mac. And if you're trading on a Mac, you should pick it up and throw it out the window because they're really crappy for trading. They're good for video editing and music editing, and that's about it. But if you're trading on a PC, then the broker is going to be very different than if you're trading on a phone or a Mac and a PC, or if you're trading on a tablet. And so I'm waiting for Little Mind to answer me. Windows. So it's easy answer. What you want to do is go to, I can post the link. I think I did this yesterday, but go to Google and look up AMP. Why is it? Because I can't spell. AMP Futures Free Quant Hour. Why are you doing that, bro? It's a search. Oh, it's showing me my history. Yeah, thank you. So as long as you use this link, which I'll post in chat, and this is only going to apply to people that are trading on a Windows-based computer. If you go and check out Quantower, which is where I trade, great trading platform. They charge you, bro, why are you not showing me the pricing? Come on. $70 a month if you want the all-in-one license. If you want to buy features apart, like if you just wanted volume analysis, that costs a different amount. If you want TPO, a different amount, whatever, blah, blah, blah. To me, volume analysis is a must because that's where you get your footprint charts. But if you use this link specifically and deposit at least a minimum of $100, they give you free Quantower premium features. So it's a no-brainer. Like, instead of paying $70 a month, you get all of this stuff for free. And so what I would do is deposit your money with AMP and trade through Quantower. And that's where, like, me and Shorty get our footprint charts and our delta and all of that stuff. You also get access to TPO. And that's the way to go, is to go through AMP with, and this is specifically for your own money. if you're trading on a Windows computer and you're wanting to use a prop firm, then I would say go with TopStep, because TopStep also gives you access to Quantower's premium features. Okay. I will apologize for not going over QQQ, but really, like, there's just not a reason to do it based on the pump that Tesla's done. But I kind of feel bad saying no to somebody, so that's why I'm apologizing again. But yeah, I'm gonna go take my wife out to dinner and have a good night, and we will see you all tomorrow afternoon. We'll do another live. Hopefully, I have time to also look at option setups, but minimum we'll chart SPY live. All right. So with that said, much love, everybody. Much respect. Women, make love to your men. Men, make your woman feel loved. Make the bed. Take her out on a date. Buy her flowers or whatever she likes. If she doesn't like flowers, it doesn't matter. But you got to empower each other. Like you gotta lift each other up. It's not just about her making you happy. You have to make her happy as well. So with all of that said, much love, much respect. Peace out. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.